We have a very special guest in studio today. He's a personal friend of mine. He is the executive chef and owner of Westchester Restaurant, the great and powerful Matt Glickert. Welcome to the show.
Welcome, sir.
Thank you, boys.
Yeah, happy to be here, man.
Glad to have you.
Yeah.
Dude, that meal the other night was
phenomenal.
Me and Gene are saying I think it might have been the best meal I've ever had.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was fucking incredible. It was so good.
It's fun because we hear the word best a lot, and
That's a good thing.
you
to hear.
strive for that, but you're not like, I don't know. We just do what we do. It's
Everything from the appetizers to the drinks to the meals to the desserts. Like, wow.
I mean,
Wow.
everything was incredible. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's cool.
I can't find one thing that I could complain about or say like, oh, this could have been a little bit. No, dude, fucking everything was a 10.
That carrot cake. Oh my God.
carrot cake's banging.
Yeah.
Bro.
Dude, I'm not a carrot cake person, but I would eat the shit out of that.
I was always chocolate,
Yeah.
and then we started serving this carrot cake, and it's the first thing on the menu, dessert wise.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, "What do you suggest?" Carrot cake.
Dude,
No
it's
doubt.
incredible. Those candy pecans.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Easy, but delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. It's like simple, but done fucking
Like,
superb.
So moist. It was just unbelievable.
Yeah.
Dude, I was thinking about those crab
Oh,
fries
gosh.
all day on Sunday.
Those have turned into just a staple.
Yeah. Oh, wait, how did you come up with that?
So when I was in Florida, we got engaged in Florida back, I guess it's 2 years now. And they have these crab claws everywhere.
Mhm.
And they would serve them cold or deep fried. And like I would go to the beach, drink beer, go to this restaurant and eat these crab things. And I was like, I gotta bring them to St. Louis because they're that good. And I would go to this place. It was right off 30A.
Yeah.
And we'd go down there and every day I'd go to the Goat Feathers restaurant and eat these fucking things. And they were just like the best.
So it's just like, I mean, with the fries underneath, that's kind of
No.
So,
So
you added
they
that.
would deep fry them,
Oh, okay.
which were really good.
Yeah.
And I was like, you don't see this in St. Louis,
No.
So it took me weeks and weeks and like months, honestly, to like get a good supply of these before I put them on the menu. And now I can get them. I can pretty much get them daily.
Okay.
But I was like, they need to be cooked with butter and lemon and on a pile of the truffle fries. And everybody's like, this is the best cocktail drinking appetizer in the world.
Dude, and then they gave us, at the under it, there's just like all that butter and
The fries are soggy on the bottom, and that's
bottom.
when you get the fork out and you're like,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, and the bartender brought us, some pieces of bread to dip the
It's
butter in. It's like, oh my
terrible
God.
for you.
Oh,
but
bro, it's the most incredible thing.
Yeah.
It was so fucking good.
that, though, it's funny because like things like that have really kind of showcased who we are, and we have wings and we have, the carrots. The carrots are a dish that are unique for us, and it just kind of evolved into a staple. And the pork belly and the Brussels sprouts and things that people have but they don't have. Familiar but not really. So it's neat because we have kind of driven that road for us to be unique, and that shit's not going away.
Yeah.
People are always like, "Are you going to change the menu?" I'm like, "I don't think I can."
Yeah, I mean-
People like love those staples, and
And they'd probably be sad when they leave.
If
People
they
would
left,
yeah,
people would be pissed.
bummed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd be like, man, I came here for the fucking crab fry.
yeah. So
like,
the crab fries are just when people have them, they're like, "Fuck, those are good."
Well, that's the thing. I had never been there before, and I was telling all these people at the place that I live, and they're like, oh, you're going out to dinner. Where are you going? I'm like, oh, Westchester. Like, oh my God, you have to get the crab fries. Every single one of them, like the crab fries, the crab fries, the crab fries. They're like,
Yeah,
the food is amazing, but get the crab fries.
yeah. I got a couple radio guys that come in and they're like, Brussels sprouts and crab fries, and then you'll hear about them talk about it on the radio, and you're like, it's still a shock for me. Like, I mean, I know I've been doing this my whole life, and I know I can cook well, but like to create the vibe and the scene and the culture, it's like it's fucking crazy. Like,
That's a neat spot, and the way you guys have it done up inside is really nice.
it's
Yeah.
tiny, we're expanding, but it's tiny.
You
And
are?
yeah. We got the space next door. We're gonna
sick.
pretty much just expand.
Just expand, just
Yeah.
make the dining room bigger.
Dining room's bigger. We're putting in a private room. I'm building a
Oh,
wine
yeah, I saw that.
cellar.
I saw that.
Um,
Okay, now that you mentioned it, I'm sorry, I did see
so
that on Instagram.
It's
post.
gonna be, it's gonna be a big project. But hopefully they say November 1st, but they're
How-
moving quick. So
How much more space is it adding?
40 more seats.
Oh wow,
Jeez.
A
okay.
shitload.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
Shitload.
It's going to be an adjustment in that kitchen.
Well,
I'm
I just
sure.
can't accommodate any walk-ins,
Yeah.
Like Zach fucked up the reservation.
Yeah.
And we were lucky. We're lucky to get you guys at the bar.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, no, it's perfect. I mean,
like I'm sitting there wiggling with the reservations, and I'm like, man, I could put you at a table, but like The
The
bars,
bar's perfect.
Totally.
the bar's fun. you
No,
know?
that's 100%. That's what we were saying. Like me and Gina, we did the same thing on vacation. We went, obviously, we saw each other on vacation. We did the same thing on vacation. Like there wasn't, we called up kind of last minute, and like you can sit at the bar, and we ended up having such a great time because
Yeah.
both the bartenders, like one of them was from St. Louis, and then one of them we went to college in the same town. So it's like we just had all these in common with the bartenders, and we had great conversation, and just like it was.
I feel
a
like
lot
you
of
get a
fun.
different experience when you're at the bar.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's cool to sit at a table, but it's like if it's you and your wife. I don't know. For me and my wife, we're bar people too.
Yeah.
You know,
Bars are fun, man.
If you're with another couple, yeah, we'll sit at a table. But
Right.
you know, for the most part, I feel like you get to the real deal when you're
Right.
sitting at a bar. You know,
Right.
and bullshit with the people, and you
And
know,
the people are right there. You know,
Yeah.
if you need anything, they're literally right
Yeah.
there.
and it's nice to
Just watch your mouth.
yeah,
Yeah.
that fucking guy.
Whoops.
And I've seen him in there before, and I don't know if they were together because she looked a little older than him.
Yeah.
But he was like, guys swearing a lot. It's Saturday and
Yeah,
Those-
he said
Those damn
6
espresso
drinks
martinis.
people are having fun here. It's really, really vulgar. I was like, well, so let's go calm him down for a
Yeah.
second.
That guy got me riled up on parents and sports.
Just, I don't know. Like, I get it,
Yeah, no, I felt bad.
I say it all the time. It's like, this is not a library.
Yeah.
I'm here to have fun.
Mhm.
And if swearing is a part of fun, then
Yeah.
Yeah.
eat your fucking food.
Eat
Right.
your food and don't be a child.
You know what's funny? He actually he gave $100 bill to the bartender and said, "Buy the guys in the kitchen a round of drinks," because they ordered late. And I got a lot of sober people in the kitchen.
Yeah.
So we just took the fucking 100 and broke it down and gave everybody cash.
Yeah.
So I was like, at the end of the day, like, yeah,
You
you're
go
cool.
buy a drink if
Right.
you want.
Yeah, you're a cool guy. I
Yeah.
appreciate it. But I was like, don't listen.
Right.
I don't know. I've got a good ear of like just zoning shit out.
For sure.
My wife will sit and listen to everybody's shit. I'm like, she's like, "Do you hear what they said?" I'm like, "No, I don't listen at all. I don't listen to people."
Dude, my wife says the same shit about me.
Yeah, like,
Well, and the guy that was sitting there that we were talking to, he's is he one of the
yeah,
partners?
he's one of my partners.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we got him on the show, or we
Yeah,
got him
Mike.
scheduled to be on. Yeah.
Mike's
Excited.
I tell people Mike's my favorite one.
Is he?
Yeah.
Mike's in the hospitality business.
Yeah.
He runs. He's a golf pro at Bell Reef.
No, that's right. He was talking. I remember him
So
talking about that.
I mean, he's interacting with people, guests
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
every day. And he's the one that like really gets it, in my opinion. So I always say I don't see Michael enough. But when I do, it's always like
Hell yeah.
I like to get him fucked up and
Like,
all right, Mike, it's time to get drunk tonight.
We had a great time with him.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, that's even
No, again,
part of work. Part of sitting at the bar.
You
get
never
to
know
meet
who you're gonna
people, and even the people that were sitting down before them, like we were chit chatting the whole time. Like they were telling us, "Oh, you got to get that.
You gotta
this,
get that. You gotta get that.
and like they talked us into the lobster bites, and I was like, "Oh, hell yeah!" Those are so fucking good.
They're sitting there just watching us and seeing our reactions, and they're laughing.
People beg me to serve lobster, and I'm like, I like lobster. I'm a much
Yeah.
bigger fan of crab.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, those
For-
lobster bites, that sauce that it came with.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah,
so
what is
we
that sauce?
it's called ponzu.
Okay.
So basically, we're like, I wouldn't say 100% gluten free, but we're like 99% gluten free there. So I buy a gluten free soy sauce, and then I add Fresno chilies to it and lemon zest and juice. So basically, it's a really heavily scented soy sauce.
sauce.
Yeah,
That's really good.
it's good.
Yeah, it's really good.
Incredible.
We started serving those lobster bites for Valentine's Day last year,
Okay.
and people were like, "They're good."
And then just kept them on there.
And then, like, just like it's a creature of habit. Like, people are like, don't get rid of those.
Yeah.
And you're like, fuck. Now they're there every day, which is great.
Yeah.
Takes a lot of work, but
Yeah, people are buying them.
they're not cheap.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Not cheap.
No, I'm
but
sure. Yeah,
But-
man. Well, we worked together at Sugar Fire, for a few years, but like seeing you in the role that you're in now, it just seems like it's just like the perfect. It's like seems like it's what you've always wanted.
It is, and I've always wanted a restaurant. When we found the space, like I like camped out and was literally watching it for months. I was like, I want to make sure there's traffic, there's plenty of parking,
Yeah.
but just like watching, I would go on different days of the week and just scope it out. And we thought it was turnkey when we bought it,
What was it before?
I get it mixed up. It was the Hangar or Long Street Grill.
Okay, so it was a restaurant.
There was 2 bars in there from existence. I can't remember which one was first or second, I guess. And then during COVID, some guys were gonna flip it and put in, I think Italian or something. So when we walked in, they did some work. You know, the floors were in. The kitchen was nothing. So when we bought it, we're like, fuck, 3 months we'll be in. I think it was 8.5 months later, 290 grand. Like,
Oh wow.
it took us more than we thought.
For sure.
But
It always does.
it always does.
No.
And I don't know. It's it's been a good thing for me.
Dude, it seems amazing. So
Yeah.
like what was the process like, going from, was Sugar Fire your last job before Westchester?
Yeah.
Okay. So like what was the process kind of like making that switch? Were you like kind of working on Westchester stuff like when you weren't at Sugar Fire, or like how was that?
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, it was
I
I couldn't
remember
tell
doing
anybody.
something similar.
I told my wife, but like just day-to-day work, and then some of the nonsense, you're just like, fuck. Like I got something going on and I could walk away, but I can't.
Yeah.
And
was in a similar situation when I was at Sugar Fire.
Yeah.
If you remember.
Yeah. Yeah. And and I'm still really close to all those guys. My brother still works there, and I talk to
it's the best.
I talk to
still
the
go in there all the
chefs,
time.
and we're all good buddies. And so it was hard, but at the end of the day, it's what I wanted to do. And I gave him like a fucking 3 months notice. I was like, hey, I gotta go.
I mean, give him 3 months.
It was
Time to
tough.
find,
It was tough, because I was
Well, you're a hard person to replace.
8 years of my life also. Yeah. So again, they all support me. I support them, anytime they need something, I'm there for them, and they come in and spend their money. So it's a good full circle.
For sure.
But
Oh, dude, the Sugar Fire was, I always say, it was other than what I do now, it was my favorite job I ever had.
yeah,
For sure. It was
fucking fun.
so fun. Like the people, the atmosphere, like I've never worked at a place that's that busy and crazy and doing those kind of numbers. Like what?
Crazy.
Crazy numbers. And just like the fun, the people, how creative you guys would get with all the sides and the specials and everything. Like it was like, you guys haven't been to Sugar Fire, like go check
You
out
gotta
Sugar
go.
Fire. You
Yeah.
got to check it out.
We
Like,
did the one in Valley Park that was September 2015.
Yep.
So
because I started the day after they
10
opened.
years.
Yeah.
Soon.
Damn.
Next year or next month.
10.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And like from day one, it was like
Crazy busy.
fucking gangbusters.
I
Like-
remember the GM at the time, because I interviewed the day before they opened, and he called me the day that they opened, like, hey, can you come in tomorrow? It's
What
like,
what was that guy's name?
Ryan.
Ryan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ryan. I haven't talked to him forever.
I don't even know what he does.
I don't either. Yeah, but he was a good dude. I liked him a lot, and and then your brother took over for him.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and Chris has just stayed in the same role.
Still there.
Chris is the man. I like Chris a lot.
Yeah.
I haven't talked to him in a while.
What does he do there?
He's the GM.
He's a manager.
Okay.
Yeah.
Manager. Yeah. But it's such a cool place. Like it was such a fun place to work, doing all the catering events and the weddings
Oh,
and
the
all
weddings were unreal.
that. Some
Dude,
some of
we
the
do $30,000-$40,000 weddings in one night.
Jeez.
Like we'd bring it all, the linens, the plates, the silverware, the booze, the food.
oh wow.
I mean, the whole package, which was great for,
Right.
bride and grooms.
Oh, for sure. Like
One-stop shop.
yeah, like I remember like there was a couple times where we like set up and it was like in a tent in the middle of the field, and like
Yeah,
some,
we
like,
had some
weird weddings.
fucked up ghetto rig shit.
Oh, dude, for
Now,
sure.
on things like that, is each Sugar Fire individually owned and operated, or is it?
There's like, I think there's like 3 groups. If I'm not mistaken.
Well, I
like,
think did they start opening them at different states now too.
So
I don't
say,
exactly know how that works.
on those big weddings, did all 3 of you collaborate? Because I feel like that would be pretty to accommodate.
they
not
had
just the
like, it
restaurant,
was
but
almost
the-
like territorial. Like, I feel
Right.
like, like Mike's got his group, Matt Martin and Jim got their group. And there's one more guy that does the one in Arnold and
Right.
O'Fallon. Tom is his name. So I don't know if it was like, like we have this venue,
Mhm.
they got this venue,
Yeah.
so they all were respectful about it. You never like would
Step on
book an
anybody's
event,
toes. Yeah.
not at your venue, but yeah, that was a lot. It was a lot. There would be weekends where you're like, this is fucking nuts. Amarito 500.
Yeah.
That
Oh, I
was-
don't think I was ever there for that. Or
Dude.
maybe I was. No, I don't think I ever worked one of those.
I think that day was like a 20-hour day.
Oh
Yeah.
shit.
Literally, like, got to work at 3 a.m. or 5 a.m. or whatever, got back to your car at like 1 a.m. And you're like, but it was crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So fun. Because that's like the one thing, like being out of the restaurant industry for the last like 19. So like 6 years now, and out of the restaurant industry. Like I miss the hustle and bustle and like the craziness.
It's like an addiction.
It is. Like I kind of miss that a little bit. I mean, real estate has its own like kind of craziness to it, but it's nothing like the immediate attention that you need to like go there and like running around working with all these crazy different people and
Crazy
like,
people.
crazy people, man.
People are always like, man, how many people have you met? And I'm like, dude, I have no fucking idea. A million.
Yeah.
A million crazy people. And it's a lot more mellow now. Like, I mean, I started working professionally when I was 15.
I was gonna say, did you go to culinary school or anything, or did you just
Yeah,
kinda-
no, I went to school. I'm 36. That was 15 years ago.
Okay.
I turned 21 up there. I was in school in Vermont. A place called New England Culinary Institute,
Okay.
Montpelier, Vermont. Gorgeous up
I
there.
was gonna say, what's it like up there?
Oh, heaven.
Yeah.
I need to get back. I haven't been back in 15 years.
Is that kind of? I mean, that's heavily seafood up there, right? Or is,
A lot of
is that kind
seafood.
of where you got that seafood?
You know, yes and no.
Yeah.
We would eat very well always when we were in school and we were broke. Very farm to table. You know, and that's kind of how I was raised like that. Just, you know where your food's coming from and eat properly. But the seafood in New England was, it was never bad.
Oh,
It was never bad. So
What's the line from Wedding Crashers? Crab cakes in football. That's what Maryland does.
Yeah. Never made it to Maryland, but man, we were all over. Like we'd go to Boston a lot. And we'd go down to, we'd go over to Maine. One of my roommates, her family was from Maine. So Maine was, but it's all like, dude, you're up there. It's not that far.
Yeah.
New England's it's pretty small.
Right.
To get from the top to the bottom of Vermont, 2 hours,
That's crazy.
Wow.
to get from, you'd be driving around, we'd be getting high in the fucking mountains. And next thing you know, you'd be in New Hampshire and you'd be like, fuck. Like, it all looks the same, but yeah, school was awesome.
It's awesome.
And no responsibility.
How long is culinary?
It was 2 years for
2
me.
years, okay.
Yeah. Could have been 3 if I did a bachelor's degree. I didn't do the bachelor's degree.
Yeah.
So
So-
you started at Carvel's when you were 16?
15.
15.
Yeah.
Okay. And then at what point did you go to culinary school?
I was 21.
Okay.
So
So you worked at Cardwell's through, for 6 years, and then you're like, okay, this is what I want to fucking pursue this further. I want to go get
yeah, I mean, Bill, he's my mentor. He grew up in Vermont, went to school in New York, and really from like day one, he's like, you're going to go to school in Vermont. Okay, I'm going to go to school in Vermont. And it was, I think the first time I signed up for school, I was really always independent. I signed up for school by myself, did all the fast food shit by myself. And like I was going to go to school and I had a little Chevy Cobalt and I fucking jammed it full of all my shit. And I had MapQuest directions that were like this fucking thing, and I made it to like Ohio on Highway 70 and then like shit started getting crazy and I had like a fucking meltdown. And I pulled over and I was calling my mom. I was like, I don't think I can do this shit. And she's like, well, come home. So I came home. So I paused for 6 more months before I went to
fuck.
school. Yeah.
Jeez.
It was nuts. But school was awesome. Great experience. Met a lot of cool people I still talk to. And, they shut down because of COVID. That was actually,
Oh, really?
I kept telling myself, like, I'm going to retire and go be a teacher up there.
Yeah.
And 48 years of business, COVID killed them.
Man,
Yeah.
that's tough.
Yeah.
That's really tough.
And you
'Cause-
guys kind of like opened like right at the tail end of COVID, I guess,
We
right?
did.
Yeah. So it was kind of a risky time to do it.
It was. People were like, do we have to wear a mask in here? And I was like, fuck no, mask in here. Like, well, it's a small space. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
we're okay.
You're okay.
If you still need to stay home, stay home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stay home if you want to stay home.
Yeah. No, we're okay.
Well, where'd the name Westchester come from?
Oh, yeah.
So my partner, John, John and me and John kids went to school together. And I met John at a wine bar out in Chesterfield. And we always fucking teased about opening a restaurant. He was going to retire from being a lawyer and just can't sit still. And long story short, John grew up in Westchester County, New York,
Okay.
which is just outside of the city. And it actually has a lot of really prestigious restaurants. We had a lot of fucking weird names. We were going to call it the Copper Cock at one point. And because the whole bar, when we took over, the whole bar was copper. And for some reason, we're like, we need something funky.
The copper, yeah.
The Copper Cock. And we were going to have like a copper bronze cock, not cock.
Yeah.
But like
Chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Copper
kind
cock.
of, it's kind of like our mascot, so to speak.
Yeah.
And then like a couple weeks
of the apparel, you could have come up with that.
yeah, like a couple weeks went by and we're like, yeah, copper cock's not a good idea. You know? And it like, dude, we were like in there working and I was like, we need a website. Like we don't even have a fucking website. Like, we don't have a name, you know? So like weeks and weeks went by again. Like, dude, we don't even have a name. Like, so one of our other buddies was like, you know, all these group texts were like, John, where did you grow up? I grew up in Westchester, New York. Oh, okay. I was like, well, we're in Westchester Field, you know?
Yeah.
I was like, let's just call it Westchester and fucking stick with it, you know?
Yeah. I mean, it's a great name.
Because we were like, seriously, like, it was like getting down to the crunch time. Like, people were like, you're opening a restaurant? What's it called? I don't fucking know yet. Like, I always wanted to be like Copper Cock, but like, they're like, no, can't do that. Chesterfield's a little too
the ritzy
bougie for that shit, you know? And,
yeah, if you guys were in like Arnold or something.
Central West End.
or just like the city, you know?
City,
like,
yeah, you're somewhere
you
off
know.
Morgan Ford.
Yeah, you know?
Yeah.
like the Golden Hoosier. Like, I love that name.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude.
You know?
Have you ever been there?
Great place.
Great burgers, man.
Yeah.
Oh, they have good fries. Like
Cool decor.
Yeah,
you
they
know,
got like weird all, like
and
taxidermy shit all over the walls.
I like it.
Yeah, me
And I
too.
like that front, like, I mean, like,
Yeah, it's
like
like a
movie
weird-
theater-esque, like,
Yeah.
sign.
Yeah, it's cool in there. I love that place.
Yeah.
I've been there for
It's been a
quite a few
while since
times
I've been
recently,
there.
yeah,
It's been a
so-
few years since I've been there.
what do they have there? That burger that I always get. It's like the bacon jam burger or something.
Okay.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
We used to do lunch. We did lunch business when we first opened, and it was like pathetic. Like,
really.
Really?
Like, it was so bad. We would do like $300 a day for lunch.
Oh, wow.
And I gave it a year plus, and finally I was like, dude, I'm leasing like $4,000 a week, just trying to keep lunch going. And finally we were like, because dinner business was like booming from day one. Like,
Really.
people
That's
loved
great.
it, and lunch would just be nobody, and we'd all sit around, and then we started throwing food away, and I was like, this is just. But we had a couple cool, you know, burgers and bologna sandwich and French dips and I don't know, a bunch of shit, but. I miss lunch business because
I'm
the
sure.
food was good.
Yeah, for sure. Who doesn't
But-
love a good like sandwich? I mean,
Yeah.
like I can eat a sandwich, lunch, dinner,
Maybe then-
whenever.
Because you're thinking about opening another restaurant, correct?
I would like to. Yeah.
Possibly do that.
We
for
keep
the-
looking at spaces. I look at spaces all the time just to, you know, but it's all about real estate, you know. You can't get a good, if you don't get a good lease or a good just, you know, setup with everything, dude, you're wasting your money. Like
100%.
restaurants are hard, you know.
It's a
and
hard
you,
business to make
yeah.
money in.
you
Honestly.
can make money.
Oh, you
Like,
can for sure, but it's like it's not an easy thing for
No,
sure.
you know,
It's-
if your rent is outrageous, then
You're
what the
starting in
fuck's
the
the point?
hole.
You're starting in the hole. You know, we got really lucky where we're at, you know. Money wise, rent structure wise, you know, it's a good lease.
Now, if you guys open another restaurant, would it be Westchester too? Would it be a whole new concept?
It would be a whole new concept.
concept.
You know, I think Westchester's unique in its own way.
Yeah.
I don't know where I would open another
Got an
Westchester.
opportunity for the Copper Cock, dude.
The Copper Cock.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
You know,
Put it in like the Central West End or some shit.
you know,
Yeah,
Make
like,
it,
I feel like
you
it'd
could
have
have
to be
like
in
a
the city.
lunch, get more lunchy over there, or even like Clayton.
Clayton.
I feel like Copper Cock would do pretty well in Clayton.
You think?
I don't know. It seems a little too bougie.
A lot
like
of
Chesterfield.
yuppies in Clayton.
Yeah,
You know,
Yeah, I feel like it need to be like in like
I don't know.
some area of the city, like but like a a little bit
Maplewood.
more, Maplewood, yeah, I can see that Maplewood or like Richmond Heights or
Even
like,
Kirkwood, maybe.
Kirkwood.
Kirkwood's really
Yeah.
family oriented, so
Yeah.
So maybe not that one.
Maplewood's probably your best bet.
Maplewood would be good, I think.
Copper Cock and
Copper
Maplewood.
Cock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All we gotta do is find a building.
Right.
Yeah, well, keep my eye out.
Yeah.
There you go. Oh,
Yeah.
that's
So,
awesome.
have you ever had like? Can you think of like one night since you've opened up since you've opened up Westchester that was like more chaotic than the rest? Think of one time that was like,
Like stress wise, I always joke and tell people I don't really believe in stress. Like I'm very, very calm, you know, and I combat that with just being prepared and organized. But I think the one time, I can't remember, it was like the first time we got a review from Ian Frobe, and he's the food editor for St. Louis Post-Dispatch. So he was sitting at the bar, and I was kind of schmoozing him. Chef Bill Cardwell, who's my mentor, was sitting in the corner with a couple. And then another chef that I admire was sitting in the other corner. And I was like, fuck, like, you know, looking at the guys, I was like, don't fuck this up. Like, we got some
Yeah.
important people in this
Yeah.
place
Yeah.
tonight, you know? And I don't think it was chaotic or stressful, you know, but you know, you always
Just more pressure that night.
just more pressure that night, you know, and you know, he's been pretty fair to me. We've been in the top 100 3 times now. Well, every year since we've been open, and some pretty good reviews from him. You know, I think it's. I always have like dreams of like running out of shit and they're like fucking something up, and it's like I don't know if they're nightmares, but it's just like I don't know. People always say like, man, you guys always do it right. How do you do it right all the time? It's like I don't want to fuck up, you know. Like we just work hard and we keep our shit together and just make sure that food, service, drinks, ambiance. It's a simple equation, but
Sounds
it's
like
not.
you created a good culture.
Yeah, it is. It's all about culture for sure. But you know, I always tell people it is a simple equation. You just got to fucking do it, you know. And I've been doing this for it'll be 21 years, you know, long time.
Well, what's that process like? Opening, like actually going through and opening and hiring and finding the people that you want there and making sure you're getting the right people on board.
It's, you know, I've got a pretty good feel for people's, you know how they're going to work and how they're going to react. I've hired a handful of people. I've had a lot of people that have asked to work for me or with me. You know, from Sugar Fire and you know Cardwell's and I need some guys from BC's that come to join the team and. You know, so it's a lot of repeat folks, which is awesome. You know, server wise, you know, I feel like when I sit down and I talk to you, I can just kind of feel how you're going to work, you know, like stress wise, you know, just through the fucking hustle. How are you going to do it? How are you going to handle it? You know, because at the end of the day, if you can't keep your cool and still deliver a good product, you know, for us, that's amateur, you know, like you got to be able to push through. Fuck around, have a good time, make sure your guests are taken care of, and make money. You know, like that's, you know, the day we're trying to make a bunch of money.
Right.
You know, so, you know, I think I have a lot of people that have worked for me in the past on the team right now. So it's cool.
That says something about you, man.
Exactly.
It's cool, you know, and
of all the people I ever worked with, your presence in the kitchen was like nothing else I ever experienced.
Yeah, it's what I love to do.
100%. And you can just tell that and feel that. Like when I was around you, we worked together for almost 2 years. And like, I could always feel like, you know, when you were there, it was different when you were there and when you weren't there for sure. You know, like, and I always felt that.
Yeah. Which is neat about Westchester because, you know, 5 days a week, you know, we're closed Sundays and Mondays. I'm pretty much there all the time, you know. Lately, if I'm doing like an offsite event or a catering or things like that, you know, yeah, I'm always thinking about it, but I got a great team, you know, and I trust them and I want to let them. I always, you know, like I'm to the point where I don't cook anymore. You saw me. Yeah. I'm in the dining room all night long.
I did not expect to walk in there and see you. I mean, you said you had a hostess like not show up or something.
But I still greet people every single night.
Really?
Answer the phones. You know, I'm in charge of the reservations. I make all the food in the morning, make sure everything's set up for success. And I always tell the guys, like, make it your own. You know, like, I'm not fucking cooking. You guys are cooking. So,
do you miss that aspect of it?
Yes and no. Yeah. You know, after you know, literally 20 years of being in the trenches, like, kitchen's fucking hot. You know, I'm a big dude. Like, when you sweat, it's like, fuck, man, you're struggling some nights. But I miss cooking. I cook at home a lot. You know, I cook for my wife a lot, and but you know, the other night when I had a guy that was sick, so I was cooking and. Like I told James, my sous chef, I was like, I feel like I'm just rowing down a river in a canoe, just very calmly and cooking. Yeah. And he's like, what the fuck? And I was like, it comes right back to you, you know, like
riding a bike.
Riding a bike, you know. So it's fun. I do miss it. But I think for my career and progression, you gotta step away. You gotta be able to, here's your team. Yeah. Here's your supplies. You guys do it. I'm now a floor manager. I'm now a host. I'm now an owner, you know, like.
Right. Well, you have to do that if you want to scale it. You know?
Yeah.
Like you can't, you're stuck in the kitchen all the time. Like, how are you going to grow this thing?
Right.
You can't.
No.
Exactly. You can't, you know.
There's a certain, you know, obviously there was a time where you had to spend, you know, a ton of time in the kitchen.
Oh,
but,
fuck. When we first opened.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. Cause I remember the first time I was there, you know, you were like, you know, you're in the trenches. I got like a wave from the kitchen, you know?
Yeah.
You know, cause I was like, oh man, he's busy.
Busy.
Know? Yeah, for sure. So like, obviously I didn't care. I just wanted to let you know I was there.
Yeah.
But no, it's so cool to see like how it's grown and where you're at now, man. It's super inspiring.
It's fun. I always pinch myself. I'm like, fuck, I'm just a, you know me, dude. I'm just a fucking goober. Like we have a great thing going, and it's like, wow, this is crazy. It's crazy. But, we're just starting. We'll have a lot of shit going on soon.
Fuck yeah, dude.
That's awesome.
Now,
It's exciting.
would you say cooking at a high level is more of an art or a science?
Well, I would say it's more of an art, but, there's definitely some science behind it. There's a proper way to sear a piece of fish. There's a proper way to, cook a ribeye to make it textured and not steamed. And, there is a lot of science in cooking, just methods of cooking. They always say if you learn the technique, you can do anything. So properly how to saute something, properly how to fry something, how to steam a piece of fish, or how to, braise a short rib. Like, there's science behind it, but at the end of the day, we always joke. Some people are like, "Did you taste that?" I'm like, "Yeah, I tasted it." And they're like, "Well, what do you think?" It's like, "It tastes good. I know it fucking tastes good. Like, I'm doing it. Like, I know. Like, when I make soups or stocks or sauces, I have a good intuitive of being like, I know this is going to be fucking good." So, science, yes, I would say more of an art, though. Because at the end of the day, when I hire somebody, if you don't love this, I always say there's so much easier jobs that pay more money. Let's be real. Like, if you want to be a cook or a chef, man, you got to love it, because it's physically, demanding,
Physically demanding,
mentally demanding. You're working all the fucking weekends.
The hours aren't great.
Hours suck. Pay is, nowadays the pay's better. Like, I remember when I first started, I got paid like $9.50 an hour, and then I got to $9.75. Like, you get like a 25-cent raise. 15 years ago, 20 years ago. And now it's like, I got 18-year-old kids that are like, "Oh, so I'll start me at 22." And I'm like, no,
Yeah.
no, like, and it's, oh, you got no experience. You worked at a fucking diner. No, that's not starting at 22.
And you're starting the
Right.
dishes.
Yeah.
You're doing dishes.
Well, it's almost like it's like a rite of passage once you, right? Like, I would assume, at least for the way you came about it, you kind of want to continue that. Like, hey, you got to really earn this.
I'm old school. Like, we don't cut corners when it comes to that kind of, process. Like, usually, especially for the younger guys, like, I like to try to train them a little differently. I got some older guys in the kitchen that have been there, done that. So it's like, all right, you go cook, but I don't know. I like to slowly get them in there, and if you're committed, great. And if you're not, then get the fuck out.
Well, you mentioned teaching. Do you teach and work with a lot of the chefs and the people that work for you in terms of like the things that you've learned and like passing those things along?
I'm always going to give you advice, and especially not just like physically cooking, but like we call it, the dance, like when you're just back there, how you keep your station clean. Last night I got a guy working on saute, and he's got nothing in his hands. And I was like, "You're already fucking failing." I was like, "You need a towel in one hand, tongs in the other hand." So don't, you're going to go grab a fucking pan. That shit's going to be hot. You're going to burn your whole fucking hand. And then you're going to go home and cry, So I'm like, I'm always just watching your movements, whether it's like physically cooking something or touching a piece of steak and be like, that needs a little more time. But just the way you present yourself and work on your station. And if it's clean and organized, if you got crumbs on your board and you just fucking wipe it on the floor, don't fucking do that. Wipe it into a towel, put it in the trash, keep your shit clean. Like, we're always observant of that, and that's just a natural teacher in me, I think. Because when I was younger, I mean, you couldn't hiccup right, like you get fucking bitched at for the way you're standing. Like,
I've heard some stories.
God, like Cardwell's, I mean, like, he had his fucking station, and his station would be half of it could see the line, half of it could see the prep station. So he was right in the middle, and you couldn't. I mean, dude, if you looked at your phone for a second, he'd be like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
What the fuck?
Yeah, what the fuck,
I remember Dave would always do his
he'd
voice.
want you to quit. Like, he'd want you to quit, But
So the Bear, this TV show, The Bear, is a pretty accurate representation of
it can be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the Bear, they're they're more like Michelin kind of kitchens, to my opinion. Like, really fucking fancy shit.
Sure.
Tweezers, all hunched over with your fucking tweezers. Like, we don't cook like that. But I didn't really watch it, to be honest.
No.
Yeah.
That's
like, my life. So it's like,
right.
Yeah.
I guess that'd be like us watching those real estate shows and shit.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't
that's,
really do that.
That's not real.
yeah, fucking,
Yeah, I enjoyed it just because it's like, I mean, of all the depictions of working in a restaurant, I mean, just like the interactions between the people, like, when the guy who's working the front of house comes back and basically him and the chef get into it. It's like, I've seen shit like that happen before.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, it's like, oh yeah.
part of you's like, yeah.
The way they're fucking yelling at each other, and like they're just like the way that it's filmed with like just the yelling back and forth and shit. And I'm like, oh, this is the best representation of a kitchen I've ever seen.
It can be crazy.
Yeah.
But we don't yell at Westchester,
No.
Like, I'll curse you the fuck out very calmly.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like in that space that you have, that would. I mean, if I'm at the bar getting yelled at for cussing, I can only imagine it carrying from the kitchen out to
that guy. Yeah. No, like, people always say, like, you're very calm, but if I get mad at you and I'm going to curse you out and tell you to get the fuck out of here, like, I'm not screaming because I'm not going to waste my energy on you.
Mhm.
But I will. I'll tell you to go fuck yourself and get the fuck out of here and never come back, and it's happened, but I'm not going to cause a scene.
Yeah.
I'm just going to tell you to get the fuck out of here. It's my fucking restaurant,
Right.
But
Right.
it's the Bears cool. I saw like the first season and like half of the second season, but I don't know. It wasn't for me.
I totally understand.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was just for someone that hasn't, I mean, I did catering when I was in high school, but I was more of a runner than anything.
Yeah.
So like, you don't get to see behind the scenes, like actual cooking and all that shit's already made by the time we get it to the venue.
Yeah.
So, I'm just out there running back and forth. So you don't really get to see that. So it's cool to kind of see that depiction on the back end side of what it looks.
I mean, obviously it's done well.
Yeah.
People love the
Yeah.
Bear.
Yeah, it's
I
a
think,
great show. I enjoyed it.
But times are different.
Right.
There's a lot of soft fucking pussies out there.
You gotta hold their hand and watch what you say and
Yeah.
Because you're always going to have the right way to do things. But if that guy quits, well, now you're in his spot, So I'm going to make sure I'm going to train you. I'm going to teach you. I'm going to lead you. I'm going to coach you. We'd always say that Sugar Fire coaching. I really like that.
Yeah.
But I'm going to coach you and lead you to success because I don't want to work your station.
Right.
But if you're a fucking piece of shit, then you're a piece of
You're
shit.
a piece of shit. Get out of here and I'll fucking carry your load.
Laziness. Like, I hate laziness.
Mhm.
Like, if you're in the kitchen, don't be fucking like,
Yeah.
I just, that drives me nuts.
Yeah, but it sounds like you've done a pretty good job. Just like you said, you've got a lot of people that you've worked with in the past so that you know how they are that are working for you. So it probably makes...
Everybody's got a different skill set.
Yeah.
Everybody learns different ways. I've learned that, like, I could tell you how to do one thing and you're going to have to do it a different way just because that's the way we are, and so, yeah, it's cool to work with people from the past. I think, just going forward in life, you got to kind of judge how each person learns, and everybody's different. So,
What would you say? Would you say the difference is, or what separates a good restaurant from one that like really becomes a like staple within the community?
Well, I mean, the team, the ambiance. I think sometimes, I always hate like the 5 o'clock hour at Westchester because we're just getting started, and the food's good, but sometimes it's the vibe that doesn't match. So if it's quiet, and you go to a restaurant where you're like, man, this is all great, but there's nobody in here, that always kind of throws me off, But I think like neighborhood staples, you're always going to need a bar and grill. I think we always just, we try to be not a special occasion restaurant. We're expensive, but I try not to be like, I only want to see you once a year.
But it's not that, like, I mean, obviously, we ordered some more expensive items the other night, but like, we could have, like I was telling Gina on Sunday, I was like, you could go there and, and not spend $100.
Yeah.
Dude, you
$200,
can,
100,
I tell people all the time, you want to come in, get 2 beers and get an order of chicken wings, you're in and out for $25. Like,
For sure. Oh, I mean, I could.
You want to go in and get
I mean, yeah, we did it.
28-day dry aged
Yeah, I was
ribeyes
gonna
and
say,
lobster
I
and
was gonna say we definitely went a
Yeah,
little,
we-
little. I was like,
9
what the fuck?
cocktails
Yeah.
and
We had a good time.
like you're gonna spend a couple $100, but
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But like I was telling Gina, I was like, we could go in there and, both gotten an entree for, $40-$50.
Yeah.
And a drink. And, we could have been out of there for, I mean, try to go out to eat and not spend $100. Like at
especially on a date.
especially if you're on a date,
date.
if you're going to have like a couple drinks and an appetizer, like you're going to spend, $100. Like that's pretty
and I'm
standard.
confident in what we're serving.
Yeah.
I have entrees that are $39. And for me, that's a good fucking entree price. Like,
It's
the
reasonable.
beef is more expensive,
Of course.
but we have shrimp and grits for $39. I have salmon. I have pork chops. I have what else do we do? We do that seafood stew. Like some of these items they're $39. I don't think that's too bad.
No.
No, that seems reasonable.
And if you want to get a salad and an entree and 2 glasses of wine, you'll be about $70,
Yeah,
which isn't bad.
No.
No, not bad.
And you're getting
For
quality
the
shit.
quality shit
Yeah.
you're
You're getting
getting.
quality
I mean,
shit.
It's not. You're not going to Applebee's here.
Right.
Like,
Right. I mean, like where I live, and up the road at Big Bend and 141, we got Bartolino's right there. And I wouldn't say Bartolino's is anywhere close to the level that you guys are at. And I've gone in there and spent more money at Bartolino's than I did at your place
We took
for way less better. Like they don't know how to fucking cook a steak. They've fucked up my steak there like 3 times. Yeah, my
hate
third time's
that.
got to be the charm.
Yeah.
No,
No.
still fucked it up.
We took Amber's mom there for Mother's Day. That's a beautiful spot.
It is a great spot.
Dude, they did a good job.
They did a very good job. They just opened up. They're struggling right now with their brunch. They just opened that up 2 weekends ago.
Brunch is hard.
Yeah, I went in there the other day and it was me and one other table.
Really.
Yeah, I just sat at the bar. Yeah, and the food was great.
Brunch is a hard game.
Yeah.
Unless
why do you say that?
I just,
curious.
I think, in the kitchen world, nobody wants to work brunch. I think the ticket items are a little cheaper.
Sure. Eggs.
I mean,
No.
unless you're first watch,
Right.
can't compete with first watch.
Yeah.
It's the GOAT.
It is
Tell
the
you what,
goat,
well,
dude.
the best brunch spot that was Club Taco in Kirkwood.
Okay.
That place was awesome.
Haven't been.
It's shut down now. So
Okay.
Mission or Session, whatever the
Session.
fuck it's called now, came in and moved in right next to him, thinking like, "Hey, this taco place is killing it." That's where the honeybee biscuit used
Yeah,
to be.
okay, yeah.
So it used to be Club Taco, and I was going there before I even knew Melissa.
Really?
Oh yeah. So like when I first retired from baseball, I came back and my buddies were like, "Dude, we got to go to brunch and we got to go to Club Taco."
Nice.
Little street tacos. Tacos were amazing, and they did $12 bottomless mimosas from 10 to 2.
I'd be
It was-
hammered.
Oh,
Yeah.
we were.
I'd be
It was
hammered.
hammered. So the food might not have been that
$12.
The food might not have been that great because we were just drunk.
Who gives a
but,
shit?
But no, it was, exactly.
Tacos, man.
So-
Yeah, tacos and champagne. That's
Yeah.
like
Gang.
truly my 2 favorite things.
But yeah, COVID kind of came in and wrecked them. I think the ownership of someone bought the building that they were in. I don't even know if it was Session Taco that bought the entire building, but he was saying that they jacked their rent up by like three times what it was.
Kirkwood's
and,
expensive.
and they just couldn't. It was the owners of Ferrados
Okay.
that had it. Yeah, Gerard. What's his Gerard last name? But anyway, yeah, that was my favorite. Like I said, they had so many tacos. I think their vegetarian taco was like taco of the year in St. Louis. Like, so they had good shit, but
And then
you can't beat $12 bottomless
Bottomless
mimosas
mimosas.
from 10 to 12.
Yeah, might not have been the best financial decision for me.
Oh, but that's the thing, though.
Good times, though.
No,
Good
they
times.
were always busy. Always busy. We had to we had to get there early if we wanted to get a spot because
Really?
it's small. It was very small,
Yeah, I
especially on
think
the
it was
inside. Like on the inside, there might have been 7 tables.
I was gonna say it was
And,
less than
and so
10
you had,
for sure.
and they had a little overhang, and then they had that outdoor patio. They might have been able to serve maybe 25 tables total.
That's why, at Westchester, the equation, it is difficult because we can seat 64. That's with the whole bar and everything. The price point needed to be just right because otherwise you can't make it. And
Well, how many times do you think you turn a table?
I would say twice.
Twice.
And that's not every night, to be honest. Sometimes, especially in Chesterfield, they 6:30. That's the only time they can come eat, And and then they'll sit there, and the next thing you know, it's 8:15.
Yeah,
and it's
it's too
well,
late for
fuck,
someone
I
to
got
come.
one table there,
Yeah.
So it is hard. I try to finagle that shit all the time, but
Did You try and put like a cap on how long somebody can sit at a table, or
I'm never gonna be like, hey, you gotta get the fuck
leave.
out. You've been here for 2 hours, you know. But
I've seen restaurants that have that.
there's ways to get around it, you know. Like I'm always, you know, first of all, you got to make sure that the service is right out of the gate. Let's go. But you know, I'll kind of we would always say like if you want somebody to leave, just fucking fill their water up and spill it all over them, you know, because they'll get up and go right away. But you know, sometimes you can just, guys, everything was good. I'll see you again next time. You know, you try to like
drop the check,
get the fuck out of here kind of thing. But, you know, you're never going to ask somebody to leave.
Right.
You can't.
No, that was like the hardest thing when I was waiting tables is like, especially, you know, you got your, but First Watch was, you know, a little bit of a different animal. Cause I mean, you could, you know, the goal was, you know, or 30 minutes, you know, 30-minute table turns. So like,
that's crazy.
You know, in a 7-hour shift, I'm flipping that thing like 10 times. At least I'm trying to.
Yeah.
You know, which is crazy. But I mean, you can get your food. I mean, 8 minutes or less was the goal, or at least years ago when I worked there. Like, so I mean, you get we're getting our food out in 8-9 minutes, which is like
awesome.
Fast,
Wow,
you know, when you're doing omelets and omelets and pancakes, it's quicker. And sandwiches, like you can do kind of quick. There's nothing on the menu that took a long time.
Yeah.
You know, and everything was kind of prepped, ready to go and systematized. And that was the one cool thing about working at First Watch. I mean, I worked at probably 6 or 7 different locations all over St. Louis, and like every single one, like you walked into one, like you could just pick me up and throw me in another one, and like, okay, I might not, okay, oh, they put their you know, their water pitchers over here instead over here. Like everything was like very systematized, so like you could just go from one restaurant to the other.
That's how you, when I mean, you want to scale and grow.
That's the way to do it.
Got to do it
for sure.
Got to be consistent.
So nice just to be able to. I mean, like it was really eye opening. Holy shit! Like if I went from the Kirkwood one to the Oakville one, like it's
same
exact same shit, same POS system, same way to write a ticket, same, you know, I mean, everything was, you know, things might be in different places just because it's a different restaurant, but like everything was the same. And I was like always like very wowed by that. I was like, man, these guys did it fucking right.
Yeah, it's the best.
Like, that's the way to do it. Yeah. I mean, they're in pretty much every major city for a reason.
I'm a big Waffle House fan.
Yeah.
love Waffle House. I don't know why. I always tell my wife, we're gonna retire. I'm gonna move to Florida and I'm gonna be a cook at Waffle House.
That's hilarious.
She's like, why?
Why?
And I'm like, because this is the shit. Like we'll go to the one in Wentzville and I'll be honest, it's kind of fucking dirty. But I'm like watching these guys, there's no tickets. Everything's verbally called to you.
Yeah.
And like if you watch them, they'll pull a plate down and they'll put a piece of hash brown with a piece of jalapeno, a little piece of cheese on it. And that's like their ticket. So
no way.
Yeah. You know,
I
smothered, covered, scattered, whatever.
Yeah.
To where they, and like just a little piece.
Little piece. That's how they know.
And that's how they remember. And it's like pretty cool.
That's cool. I never paid attention to that. We had we were, you know, my fantasy football team, we were talking about things that we were going to do as like the last place punishment. And one of the ones that we were suggesting was, you know, the loser of the fantasy, the person who comes in last place has to sit in a Waffle House for 24 hours. But every waffle they eat will take an hour off of it.
Oh, I'd smash 20 real
quick. That's what I said. I was like, I could sit here and eat, you know, a cup. I mean, I was like, I'm out of this bitch in 6 hours, you know, like for sure. Like I'll just bring my laptop, I'll work from there, and like, you know, I'll just sit there and drink coffee and
and you'll spend $9.
But I thought that was like a fun punishment idea, you know, because like, man, I'll crush some waffles.
Oh man. Well, how's your definition of success changed from when you even went to school at 21, or even when you started at 15 to where you're at now after owning Westchester for, what is it, 4 years now?
It'll be 4 years in January.
Yeah.
You know, success, everybody has their own definition. I think, you know, what's successful for me? I mean, I'm married. I got a beautiful house, drive a nice car. You know, I got a team that relies on me to show up every day to, you know, supplement their income. You know, we have a full house almost every night. Is it money? I mean, yeah, everybody needs money, you know, but, you know, I think I have the shit that I want. I do what I want. We go on vacation. We have a good time. You know, that's success to me. Do I have $400,000 in my bank account? No, I don't. You know, but I got a house. I'm not behind on my bills. Got a nice car. My wife drives a nice car. I think for me, that's success. You know, my team earns well. You know, we offer health insurance. We pay some of our health insurance to the team. To be able to do those kind of things, I think that's success. I don't think rich. I mean, yeah, everybody wants a lot of money, but as long as you're doing the things you want to do, you know,
I think that's more important.
that's
You
more
know,
important.
it's like,
Freedom.
Would you
That's
rather
what I was
have
just about
a-
to say. Freedom's probably
know?
my biggest thing.
You know, like just get up and do what you want to do.
Yeah.
So
I mean, like I'd rather have a job where, you know, that I actually love, like I look forward to doing every day I love, but I make versus and I make less money versus a job that I fucking hate and I'm going into every single day. I'm fucking loathing the thought of like pulling into that parking lot and being there and for more money. Like I just think doing something that you love is just so much more. I mean, it's so much more fulfilling and you're just going to be happy.
I got a guy, he was a lawyer and now his kid's a lawyer. And his kid's working for, I forget the name of the law firm, big law firm in St. Louis. And he's 36, he's probably 30. And he's married. And this guy, the father, I'm closer to the father. And the dad was like, they're going to pay him like 220 grand a year at 30 years old, you know? That's a fucking good
Right.
check,
Yeah.
you know?
Fuck yeah.
He's like, but he's swimming in shit constantly. Like, he goes home and he works. He goes to work and he works. And it's like, the way he was explaining it to me, I was like, dude, that sounds fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Like, best thing about the kitchen
Old
life,
handcuffs, man.
old handcuffs. I mean, as an owner, I deal with a lot of shit. But
Sure.
the best thing about cooking is I'm not cooking at home for work. It's you can't remotely cook. You know,
Right.
when I leave the door,
Yeah.
I leave the door, you know, like, yeah, I'll get a couple phone calls or, you know, purveyors calling me, but, you know, I can't on a computer. I can't do that. I can't run a business like that. So,
Right.
you know, the freedom is for me. Like when I clock out, I clock out. You know, very seldomly do we have any issues. So I think success, I think that's success.
Now, was it always like that when you first started? Was it running smoothly from the get go, or were you more hands on in the beginning than you were?
We
now?
hustled
Yeah.
in the beginning, dude. We hustled, you know, we'd get there, you know, we were open for lunch the first year. Lunch opened at 11:30. I'd get there at 8, get lunch going. I worked lunch. And that while we're working lunch, it's fucking dead. So it didn't really matter. But while we were working lunch, we were getting ready for dinner. Dinner would be crazy. Next thing you know, it's fucking 12 o'clock and you're going home. And you're like, fuck. But, you know, we planned for that. I at least planned for that. I was like, man, I know it's going to be a hustle and a grind. And then I got lucky to where, you know, some guys come in and they're like, you know, can you afford to hire me? It's like, I can now, you know?
Mhm.
So now you're just stepping back a little bit more and putting responsibilities on those guys. And, you know, but yeah, when we first started, it was 90-hour work weeks. Like,
Wow.
truly.
Yeah.
I remember that when I did Honey Pit, you know, I was there
Yeah.
80 hours a week, you know, for really the first year the year and a half I was there.
You did everything it took,
Yeah,
no matter what.
and you know, and then I was there for the 9 months of the build out. You know, like me and my little cousin, who, you know, we're not professional carpenters, but we fucking studded out the entire restaurant. We put in, you know, 3 layers of floor. You know, we ripped up 3 layers of floor, poured a whole new floor in this whole. Like I learned how to do all this on the fly. Like just figured it out.
You
know?
do what it takes.
Yeah, like
and
I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, but I had a couple guys show me, and all right, we'll figure this out. You know, it's not working in restaurants. It's a very, especially like when you first open. You know, I remember it being crazy at Sugar Fire when it first opened. You know, like
the first, you know, they always say the first 2 years is really the testament. You know, if you can make it past 2 years, it's not like you made it, but you know, it takes a while to like get in your groove. Like if you look at all my reviews, I got 3 1-star reviews, and they were all from the first like 4 months we were open.
Yeah.
And 2 of them were fucking stupid, but it's like you look back on it, and you're like, fuck, what were we doing? You know?
sure.
But you know, you just progress, and you know, now we're blessed with some good reviews, but it does. It takes a while, you know?
Well, you mentioned you do cook at home, which that kind of surprised me because like
Yeah.
I don't, you know, like I feel like you do it all. I guess you're not really doing a lot of the cooking now, so you
Yeah,
get to
but
do that at home.
you know,
What do you like to cook for your wife?
it really depends. You know, we're you know, we eat a lot of fish at home. Salmon's probably my go-to.
Yeah.
She loves tuna. She eats raw tuna like more than anybody probably should. But
You guys get the sushi at the place, what, Florida Fish House? Yeah, because
No,
what are the
what?
chances that like we're both in the same area of Florida, the
That was
same
funny.
week? You know, like I put the thing on my story. You're like, oh shit, we're like right down the beach from you,
Yeah.
and then we go out to dinner and like we sit down. 5 minutes later, you and your family sit down. I was like, what?
And
are
the place that seats 600 people.
Yes.
That place is gigantic.
huge.
All right, what did I
Tables
get?
right next to each other.
I think I had grouper. It was okay, you know.
Me and Gina got a couple sushi rolls. I got some sashimi. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
No, I haven't had. Yeah, it was good.
So we ordered, and the dude, my wife's like, "So what's up with the sushi?" And he's like, "Well, that's what we're known for." Fuck, you shouldn't tell us that. Like, I sat down and like I looked at the menu, and
Yeah.
they had a lot of sushi, but
Yeah.
I didn't really think anything about it. And then we went inside. Did you go inside?
No. Oh yeah, no, I did. Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks really nice.
Pretty
inside.
nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like doesn't because the amount of dining that they had outside was
It made me think. I was like, what happens when
Huge.
it rains?
yeah.
Because
like,
it
that's
rains
gotta-
almost every day in Florida.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
got to.
I mean, there was a huge. I mean, inside.
I mean, there
probably
was like
sat-
everything was like covered though. But
Yeah.
Still, like I feel like you're not gonna want to be out there when it's pouring down
It's
rain.
just Destin,
No.
This was what is that? I guess it's not rosemary. It's
yeah, it's
Seaside, or watercolor.
I think a watercolor.
watercolor. I think that's
Like in
right.
between Seaside and Rosemary.
So I think that's watercolor.
Watercolor.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called the Florida Fish House, right?
Yeah. Cool place.
Very cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, someone recommended it to us, and so we went, and it was, I enjoyed it.
Well, there's
Very
another.
good.
There's another one. We used to go down there. My parents live in Navarre, which isn't too far from
Yeah.
all that. But there's a place in Brighton Beach. I forget the name of it, but that place it's like a Cajun Creole place, and it's phenomenal.
In Grayton.
Brighton,
Yeah.
yeah.
Grayton. We love Grayton.
It's
dude.
that place
We-
is
place,
amazing.
we always go to this place called Chiringo, like a taco stand, but it's not even just a taco stand. It's a fucking bar.
Yeah.
But it's like where all the locals go. Like every time we go out to eat, you know, we're always chatting with bartenders and shit. It's like, what do you guys do? Everybody would said Chiringo. That's like where we go. Like,
Sick.
you go there and get a couple beers. It's fun.
Yeah, we went
So-
to a place called Redfish Taco. It was really good.
Yeah.
You ever been there? Yeah, we that was the place we sat at the bar, and it was,
Redfish Taco is right in Blue Mountain.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was fun. Anyway, that was where we sat down and had the two bartenders, and they were from St. Louis, and it was
Nice.
just like fucking good tacos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my part of the world.
Dude, I know it's so great down there. Me and Gina were saying it's like I'd love to get a place down here someday.
So expensive.
Oh, it's so expensive.
I mean, I'm sure you looked. There's
Oh, of
there's
course,
$20 million houses there.
100%.
When I first started going down there, when I was, I mean, shit, we've been going to Florida down there since I was young. But like talking about Brighton Beach,
Yeah.
When we first would go down there, I mean, there wasn't hardly any homes down there.
No.
And it was just tiny shacks and very cheap. The last time we were down there, down that way. I mean, we go down in Navarre all the time, and that place is blown up. But was I think 2020 or 2021, we went to Rosemary. One of my parents' friends had a house there, and we stopped off in Brighton Beach, went to that Cajun Creole place, and we started driving around, and all these homes are $1 million plus home, beautiful. And like there was one that I remember, just this one tiny shack across, not even like tiny, and it was for sale for like 1.2. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
That's when you got fuck it money. You know, when you
Well-
buy a $1.2 million home, blow it out,
Yeah,
and build a
Just
$6 million home. You're like,
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. My parents' friends, they did it right. They went, they bought right after the crisis in 2008. They bought this house in Rosemary Beach, and this big yellow colonial house that had a carriage house off the back. They got it for like 400 grand.
Oh,
Yeah. Turn around.
Steal.
They sold it a few years ago for millions.
crazy.
It's nuts. And they built a house on 30A that they are getting ready to sell. But yeah, no, I love it down there. It's great. It's nice that I've got my parents' house down there, and then, God forbid if anything happens that comes to my brother and I, and it's perfect. It's like they got the house for like 350 grand right on the fucking beach,
Right on the beach.
right on the beach,
Wow.
on the sound side.
Yeah.
So like they're not in a touristy area.
So,
Yeah, no, exactly.
Perfect.
Because
That's what you want,
you're
probably,
30
if you're
minutes.
down
You're
there.
30 minutes from Pensacola. You're 30 minutes from Destin.
Yeah.
20 from Fort Walton. And
I,
it's perfect. You can get anywhere you need. You don't have to worry about shit.
No.
And the sound is perfect. It's calm. My kids love it. They go out there. Shit, you can walk almost from my beach at my parents' house to the actual island. It's about a mile, and you can walk. I don't know, probably halfway out, and the water really only comes up to your chest until
Yeah.
you hit the channel. And then once you hit the channel, obviously that gets deep, but you get past the channel, and you're back to walking again. It's
and
fucking
it's
great.
so much St. Louis people down there.
Oh my
I know.
God,
It's
it's
like little
insane.
St. Louis, dude.
Yeah.
It's
It is.
wild.
It is.
The amount of people that we ran into, like, I mean, it was you. I ran into you, and then on that same trip, I think I ran into like 3 other people that like I didn't even know were down there that we just like happenstance ran into them, or like I just like crazy. I was like, what? And
I
like
would-
how many Cardinals hats and stuff.
Yeah,
you
oh
see,
yeah,
you
a
know,
lot of Cardinals gear. I'd love to have a Westchester there,
dude,
That'd be sweet.
you
that'd
know,
be sick.
but you can't.
Right.
The real estate's so expensive.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
look all the
Yeah,
time,
You'd have
and
to
it's
charge
like
fucking $300 a plate. Fucking make 'em to fucking be there.
it's expensive, man.
Yeah.
You know, and taxes are crazy, and
Oh, and then the insurance.
Insurance.
Insurance is, I feel like, what really gets you with places because the the hurricanes and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I think about it. Is like a lot of places now. You're not going to start. You're not going to see too many new restaurants coming around just because of that.
Yeah.
well, yeah,
It's the restaurant game kind of hurting in that sense.
Yeah.
So
Well, I got a fun question here for you, Matt. All right, if you could have a dinner with any 3 chefs, living or dead, who would be at that table and what would you serve?
I'm cooking.
You're cooking.
I would say, everybody loves Bourdain. I love Bourdain.
I had a feeling that was going to be one of them.
He's he really kind of showed the world what it can be and what it is, and terrible situation for him, but Bourdain would be one just because I think he's awesome. Second one, my second one, I'm a huge fan of a guy named Daniel Boulud. Daniel Boulud has a empire across the world now. New York City driven guy from Lyon, France. You probably see him on a couple Bourdain episodes. French, I was taught French classically, and I think he's a very impressive businessman and obviously chef.
Sure.
It'd be fun to pick his brain for sure. And then the third one, not even a chef, I'd probably say Danny Meyer. Danny Meyer is pretty much the guy behind Shake Shack.
Oh, okay.
From St. Louis.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. New York City. He's got originally he had a restaurant called 11 Madison Park, which he actually sold to his chef and general manager. Gramercy Tavern's he's got a bunch of kind of older, not old school, but staples up in New York City. And then he started Shake Shack. And actually in the past couple weeks, he was just released that he's now a billionaire because of all of his success. And
Shake Shack, I feel like, is blown
right,
up.
it's huge.
huge.
Just opened a new
But
one in
he's,
Sunset Hills.
he's also considered like the hospitality king of the business.
Really.
Yeah. So
What's his name again?
Danny Meyer,
All right.
everything he touches is gold.
How old is he? Older, younger?
He's probably, I would assume he's probably in his 60s.
Okay.
Not sure 100%, but
You said he's from here.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
from what I understood, he was super hesitant about opening Shake Shacks in St. Louis because it's his home.
Yeah, I was gonna say if he's from here, like I feel like it took a while for
Yeah.
that to get here.
Did.
Yeah.
I only know of 3 locations too. You've got the one in Sunset Hills. There's one in Manchester, and there's one in the Valley, Chesterfield.
There one in the West End? Was.
Yeah, there was one in the West
I
End.
don't know if
Is it
it's still there or not.
I don't know. Yeah, that's the only. I think that's the only one I've ever been to.
Good shit.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it's good. Yeah,
Expensive.
yeah.
I
Burgers
went,
and fries.
I went by.
It's good.
I swung by there after the concert last week.
You did?
It's good stuff.
Dude,
So I was hungry.
fuck yeah,
But you're going in spending $40.
yeah. Burgers and fries.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
good. I know. I'm not complaining.
Good. I like it better than Five Guys.
Yeah, I agree.
I love Five Guys, but I don't think it's the same.
I
Not as
haven't,
good.
I haven't had it in a while.
Been a minute since I've been there.
Years for sure.
Culver's has become. My kids love Culver's. Go there pretty frequently.
Midwest staple.
Yeah.
yeah,
I don't really go to Culver's. I don't really eat fast food.
I don't really.
I was gonna
Nice.
say, does with your, I'm sure your palate as well as just your ability to cook, does it make it hard to go out and eat sometimes?
Yes and no. I mean,
At least I'm sure you probably have your spots that you're like, you know what, I'm just gonna stick to these places.
yeah, we definitely have our rotation, but at the end of the day, it's just nice to sit down and be served.
Yeah.
My wife makes fun of me all the time. I go to a restaurant in Wentzville, right by our house. It's a little Mexican restaurant. It's not that good, but I can sit down and I can have a margarita and a couple tacos, and I can just sit there and decompress and not have to cook and not have to do shit. It's almost comical because she's like, you fuck there all the time. Well, yeah, I like to sit down and be served.
Convenient, and right
Convenient.
next to home and
It's right by the house.
yeah, 'cause we have our spots that like I like, but like I would I go there? Would I drive out of my, if this place was 30 minutes away from me, would I drive to go
No.
here? No way, you
Yeah.
know, but we go there out of convenience.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Which, you know, that's kind of America to a T.
Sure.
Yeah.
Fast food convenience, you know, but yeah, I mean, I like to sit down and just relax and not have to worry about cooking or cleaning, you know,
Mhm.
so, but I'm always critical.
Sure.
What are your go-to restaurants that you're like, all right, I know that I'm going to get a good meal and all that, like your spots that you
When we
choose?
go out, like I said, my wife's a sushi freak, so we go to the Ritz a lot in Clayton.
Yeah.
They've got a cool little sushi bar.
Yep.
You know, and it's people hear the Ritz and they're like, "Oh, it's fancy as shit." I mean, fuck, I go in there looking like this.
Oh, I've
You know,
been in there a couple times looking like shit.
I'm not really here to impress anybody, so I could give two fucks what you think. But we'll go down there. So usually on Sundays or Mondays. My buddy Dominic owns a restaurant out in Highway K called Osteria Forto. He's one of the Pietosa brothers, so he, you know, their food's fantastic out there. We go. There's a place out in Dardine Prairie called Town Square Pub and Grub. Huge fan of that. We go out to Prosno in St. Charles. In Wentzville, there's really nothing. I don't really eat much in Wentzville, man. Duke's Barbecue's awesome. He just opened a new pizza joint. But I don't eat much barbecue anymore. You know,
So you
especially
got
after my
barbecue
kind of
time.
burn out after all those
Um,
years.
You know, there's a lot of chains in Wentzville. So
Yeah.
Thyberg's every now and then. But, you know, we cook a lot.
Yeah.
Just easier for me.
Right.
So
You know what you're getting.
Paul Mano's in Chesterfield. I love Paul Mano's. It's one of my favorites. You know, he's old school Italian.
Yeah.
Places, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's always a fucking, just like you. What are we having for dinner? Fuck, I don't know.
I don't know.
You know.
Yeah. I don't know.
Always a discussion.
Mhm.
Always. And then
Where do you
got-
want to go? I don't
Uh,
care. I
It's
don't care.
always, it's never up to us. You
No.
know, it's like,
But then it is, and you're like, well, I suggested 3 places, and you just said no.
yeah.
so
So what are we gonna do?
let's
here?
just go where you want to go.
Yeah. Just why don't you tell me?
Just
where we're
tell
gonna-
me.
Tell me. We'll go.
So
I don't
much
care.
easier.
What's there's a TikTok trend like how to get your wife to choose a restaurant without getting her to choose a restaurant. Like, hey, babe, I'm gonna take you out for dinner tonight. Want to guess where we're going? And then like see where she guesses. And be like, holy shit!
How did you know?
How did you know?
That's great.
I'll try that.
Yeah, I like that.
I'll try that. Yeah, because it's
Always a discussion. It's like, dude, I
Always
don't care. Just
daily
fucking-
discussion.
it's one meal in my life. I'm gonna
Yeah.
have fucking 3 more tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know? Like, you know, it doesn't need to be that fucking life or death thing.
No.
Yeah, man. Well, Matt, this has been amazing having you in here, man. I've really
Yeah.
enjoyed getting to sit down and catch up with you. It's been
Yeah,
a while.
it's great.
Is there anything we didn't get to that you wanted to chat about?
I feel like we covered a lot.
Yeah, I think
You
so
know?
too.
We had a lot of good things to say.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
agree. Been great. But we end the show the same way every time. So before we get you out of here,
Play a little game called the Tombstone Game. Okay, you realize, Matt, what's the say on your tombstone?
What's the center of a tombstone?
What's it say on your tombstone?
Say on my tombstone? Enjoy life. Have fun. Be good to others.
perfect.
There you go.
Love it.
Perfect.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning into the show. If you haven't clicked that subscribe button for us yet, please do so. It would help us out a ton. Pat and I have a goal to get to 500 subscribers before the end of 2025. So help us hit that goal. If you got anything out of this episode or enjoyed it, share it with a friend. Hit that like button. Comment what you thought below. And we will see you next time.
Also, if you're in St. Louis, check out Westchester. Place is phenomenal.
100%. Best
you.
meal of my life.
Thank you.
Yes.